Oh. Hi, I'm going to be trading the Aussie again today. I'm going to answer a question about the realities of trading and how it can drive you to drink. Roll the intro and find out. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the Scruffy trader who happens to be an overgrown child, Batman t-shirt, and borderline alcoholic. Beer, which is normally a coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee, but on the hottest day of the year so far, and I'm going back into the garden when I finish this with that beer. I just wanted to do a quick video and show you today's trades. I wasn't going to do a video today, but I got an excellent question in, so I thought, okay, I will, because I record my trades every single day. Simply because, if you haven't seen me before, this is my job. I trade for a living, and part of my journal is recording my trades so I can play them back if they go wrong. And in the meantime, made this YouTube channel. And what I've done today is I've been trading the Aussie across a couple of instruments, because the charts were looking pretty darn good following on from yesterday. And it's had its moments. It's kind of looked very strong, but the drivers didn't seem to happen as well as I thought. But let's roll the trade, see how I got on, and then I'm going to answer a question about the reality of trade. There we go. Another green day. Shade over £300. live with that. It's not the best day I've had, certainly not the worst day I've had, but it paid me. And that's the whole idea of this. And that is the idea of trading. I am just here to be paid because it's my job. And you'll often see me kick it into the green Lamborghini. You know the one.
You ding dong!
Yes, I had to get it in, but it is actually quite relevant to what I'm going to have a couple of minutes to talk about before I wrap this up. And it's the actual reality of trading. You see, when you're watching the telly and you're seeing the Wolf of Wall Street and you think, my God, that's amazing. Look at his woman. He's got a Miller girl. Well, so have I.
You sexy thing, you.
And I ain't got a yacht. I've got a nice car and I've got a nice house. But I'm happy. But in the film, was he? Because I actually don't think he was. Because I watched it and I've actually read the book, The Wolf of Wall Street, about the real guy. And he openly admits he had more money than you'll ever want. But it was hell on earth. You know, drug addiction, pressures, you name it. You know, so was that a good life? Possibly not. And for me, the reality of trading is to have a happy life. But when you watch these morons on YouTube throwing money about, saying that they now earn 5 million a year and they were homeless 2 years ago and all of this sort of crap, it's a fugazi, it's not real, it's just make believe. And then you have the idiots believe it, try it, because they've had no education, got no clue what they're doing. They just think because this idiot
make it stop,
said you press a couple of buttons and if this indicator points up, then obviously the market's going up, you make a fortune. Well, that's not the way the world is. And if that bursts everybody's bubble, sorry, it's just real life. And that's what my life is. It's real life. And when I got the question in from Manx today, who I touch base with quite regularly, and I'm quite jealous of Manx because he lives in a beautiful place, very rural, near the woods and a lake, and he'll send me a picture every once in a while of it. And it is, for me, idyllic. And that's what you should be aiming for. You should be aiming for a happy, idyllic life, not chasing what these clowns are trying to sell you. But the reality of trading is so different to what this is portrayed as. You see, it is a job and it's a professional career. So when you look at it that way, you must treat it that way. And yes, I'm sitting here with my Batman t-shirt on with a beer in my hand, and you'll be thinking, hold on a second here, Langers. You're living the dream here, sitting there with a beer, earning some money. Yes, you're right, I am. But I've only just opened the beer because I'm finished for the day and I'm going to spend some time in the garden. But the rest of the day has been a professional job. And if you rocked up in an accountancy office dressed like I am and had the attitude of, I've got a beer and I'm going to make some money, I'd be sacked. And that's what the markets will do to you if you have that attitude. And the way the markets sack you is they take money off you and blow your account up. So what is the reality of trading? That is the ultimate thing. There are good points and there are bad points. The good points is obviously the freedom of working for yourself and technically an unlimited income source. Because if you can continue to be good and your account size grows, your money comes from the size of your position. Not trying to catch 100, 200 pips. It's the size of the position catching 20 to 30 pips. That's how you make money. And then you have something that can keep on running underneath, and they give you all the cream. All right. So that's one good thing. You do have time freedom. I can do what I like when I like. If I've got an internet connection, I can work, but I can choose not to work. And that's the same of any business. But the thing when you have a business is, if you choose not to work, you don't get paid. It's not like you're working in a supermarket and you ring in sick one day or you put a day's holiday in. You would still be paid. When you're trading like what I do, you are not paid. Okay? So there's that element to it as well. But you must be self-disciplined, unlike this person here. Oi, you up to? In fact, this might be a good question to ask somebody from the outside. I'll shout it. Wink, here a sec.
You doing? You beer?
Well, I'm having a beer. my little Winky nicked off out to see Grandad, and I nicked off into the fridge. The question that's been asked by monks who I speak to regularly: what is the reality of trading? And I'm trying to explain that it's not all the Wolf of Wall Street, because they never see the stresses and the pressures. But you tell me, you watch me on these screens. What is it like for me?
Mm-hmm. Stressful.
Well, that's it. Stressful.
And you do work a lot.
I do work a lot, yes. But look in the camera and just tell them what I do.
You do spend a lot of time on the screens.
I spend a lot of time on the screens.
You do.
Well, there you are. You've had the voice of reason. That's it. Game over. You spend a lot of time on the screens. You have your beer. Yes, I've got the Miller Girl. Oh, I was nearly actuated there. I caught something I shouldn't have done. But I'll catch it later. Right. How do I explain this? Right. You must be self-disciplined. Look at it as a job. Okay. When you're a job, you get up in the morning, you get dressed, and you work. The downside of trading like that is you're on your own all day. And you need human companionship. I'm lucky because I work with her all day. If I'm not in this office, I'm in her office. So she does actually see what I do during the day, and she makes me the coffee. Fantastic. Which you failed just now because I had to get a beer. Then you've got the other elements to it. Because you're a solitary creature.
I'm going to sit in the garden.
You're going to sit in the garden. Fair play. Because you're a solitary creature, your social skills can evaporate. And then that becomes a problem because you could actually become obsessive. And if you become obsessive, you become over-trading. And I know that sounds a bit odd, but that's the way it is. And the screen becomes your only friend. So you need to step away from trading as well. And you need to get out. You know, you see me clown around all the time. And I need that to keep my mind centered. Because if I didn't, I would drive myself insane. I try and overanalyze every loss. I try and squeeze out so much more out of the winners that are running, which in reality is a dangerous thing because trying to squeeze more out, you miss your exit signal because you're blinded by the money. Try and hold on. Turns around, takes you out, and you don't make as much. So that's another reason why I scale, because it stops me doing that. And if I lose the last trade, I'm not bothered because I've already been paid. So there are some of the realities of what trading is. And I know it's a ramble because I never script anything. I just tell it what I see and how I see it. But you must treat it like a job. And it's the only way you'll survive. And that even means putting stuff away for your future. And if you earn £1,000 this week, half it. I do. When you see me, I showed what my profits the other month. And I made something, I think it was 7.5 grand I covered. But that wasn't my wage, that was just the profit. My wage is half of that. And then the other half goes into a fund for a rainy day, for the day that I don't make the money, and the pot is there to pay me. Okay, so you have to be self-disciplined with your money as well. Your money management is not only on the screens, it's in real life as well. Because if you spend everything you've got, there's going to be a day you've got a margin call, you need to fund it. So you have to have something to one side for that. Then let's see what else is there. So I've covered off freedom, covered off the money, covered off mental health, if you want to call it that, when you're on your own. And then I guess the last part is you need to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it and you get stressed out by it all the time, you'll always be fearful. And Frankie, fear is terrible in the trading world because it's a double-edged sword. You know, you're fearful of losing money as much as you are fearful of winning money. And I know that sounds odd, but when you see a lot of money on the table, your instinct is to snatch it. And that is fear, because you're fearful of losing what you've already got. So they're kind of the realities of trading. And I guess the main one is it's an emotional roller coaster. And if you can't deal with that, you'll never make it. One of the first things that you need to learn is how to deal with your emotions. And I said a quote once in one of my videos that is very apt to this. And it's a famous quote by Socrates. Know thyself, it is the beginning of wisdom. And that is the first key to trading. You must understand what your personality is. And once you understand that, you can build a foundation for a trading plan and then move forward. And that's about it, guys. Trading is not easy. It's incredibly difficult at times. It is the most stressful job you will ever have. And having been in stressful positions in the past, I understand that. I worked in the medical sector for a long period of time at a reasonable level, which was very stressful. And then I ran a very successful business for over 15 years as the managing director over quite a number of staff. And that was stressful. And neither of it compares to trading. Not a bit. And that's why I'm a borderline alcoholic. And that's my buddy friend. He comes over regular, and occasionally Jack comes over to play as well. And that gets me through it. But the one thing that does get me through it is Winky. Because without her, it would drive me crackers. Because most of what I do for her. And that centers me and it controls me. And then I know my family is going to have better things. And that's it. So you need a purpose. Be it. No. You definitely need a purpose and a direction. And if you have those, then you'll have will and then you'll have desire. And they're the best tools that you'll ever have in trading. You know. So keep your mind clear. Enjoy it. And don't treat it as a casino, because it's a professional job. And it'll pay you like a job. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go and play footsie with Winky in the garden. Enjoy myself in the sun. And have a good night. So remember, guys, do what you love and money will follow. See you all in the next one.